Well, welcome back.
Excuse me, I can't even talk.
She doesn't even
today.
know her lines.
I can't talk today. Witches have been margaritas.
Jesus.
Oh, want to start again?
No, we'll keep it going. There's been days we've started 4 or 5 times, and like we're just gonna roll it. Who gives a shit? So today, we're gonna continue on with witchcraft basics,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna touch on the witches' holidays because nobody parties as much as a witch.
No,
Literally nobody. Well, they might. College people might, but
college people might. Some people
yeah,
might, but
yeah. So, somebody that's pagan or witch can celebrate whatever they want. They can celebrate Christmas if they want to.
Yep.
They can celebrate Easter and Thanksgiving and all that stuff. Because if you were born into those traditions, like you grew up Christian or whatever,
it's kind of something that you still do.
it's probably something you still do. I still do. I celebrate Christmas still.
Yeah.
Just a little bit differently now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so going back through history, most, if not all, I'm going to say all, of the Christian holidays were actually pagan holidays to begin with. They've just been kind of stolen and changed around. You can look it up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
true.
It's true.
So,
Remember, pagans were here first.
pagans were first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, back then, there was no year. Like, there was no calendar saying January, February, all that other stuff. It's very nature-based. So, to know the days that they were to celebrate, they watched, right, for the signs. Yeah. So it would have been like the solstices and the equinoxes and the moons and everything else, and they're very good at it.
Yeah.
So a witch's new year is actually not New Year's January 1st to everybody else, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So starting at the first of a calendar year, the first witch holiday that you're going to come across is Imbolc, or however you want to say it. Imbolc.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that too. That one's February 1st, but it can be around February 1st,
Right.
right? And what this one is it's basically just celebrating halfway to spring.
Yeah.
There are, in the United Kingdom, there's celebrations going on there with St. Bridget's Day and everything else with that, and which turned into Bride's Day,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I think so. I think that's what it was.
But just regular down home, what it is, Imbolc, IMBOLC, it's just halfway to spring. It is the midway point between a solstice and an equinox. That's all it is. And you can party.
And you can.
You can do whatever you want. The next one would be Ostera, which is the spring equinox. And of course, equinoxes are days that are equal daylight and nighttime.
Right.
So it's considered the first day of spring. Now, if you think what's Ostera has so close to Easter,
Exactly.
right? And that's
Yeah, it is.
that's actually where the Easter came from, with the eggs and the rabbits and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Because springtime is birth and renewal and blossoming and all that. So that's actually the spring equinox, which is March 21st-ish. All right. I always just do March 21st.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Just because.
yeah. After that, and right around the corner, is Beltane. And some people call it May Day, but it's usually May 1st. It's May 1st to me, anyway.
It's May 1st. Yeah.
And that one is a halfway point between spring and summer. And it's technically the beginning of summer in the witch world. So there's usually big festivals for this one that celebrate fire and fertility. Basically, you dance around a bonfire and have lots of sex.
Sometimes they used to put cauldrons on the fire and jump over them.
Yep.
Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Beltane is a lot of people's favorite, but only because people like the fire and fertility part of it. But you can do it. You can do whatever you want. But that one is about fire and fertility. Next up would be the summer solstice, which is June 21st. And again, first day of summer, and it's the longest day of the year. So it's about June 21st, and that one's called Litha or Midsummer. And that one just is celebrating the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
That's all it is. See, witchcraft and paganism is very nature-based,
It is.
right?
It
And
is.
everyone's like, oh, y'all are like worshiping the devil. Like,
And that's
No.
not it at all. It's
No.
nature.
It's
all
nature.
to do with nature.
yeah,
Yeah.
nature. Then in August, which is like the halfway point between summer solstice and the equinox, is August 1st, which is Lammas. I call it Lammas, but the word is Lunasa, I believe. That one's too hard for me to even spell, honestly. So I call it Lammas. That's not one I remember to even celebrate half the time,
No.
which is weird, but that one's considered your first harvest. So you would be celebrating a harvest in that time. Because if you think about it, you plant early spring crops.
And
About
you're starting
then,
to do harvest
Yeah.
right in around that time.
yeah, you're going to start
So that's
harvesting.
what it's kind of all about.
Yeah. Then in September 21st-ish is the autumn equinox. So again, equal day and night. And that one is called Mabon, however people want to say it. And that's basically harvest time. But it's also Thanksgiving.
Right.
I don't want to say Thanksgiving was stolen, but it was.
It was.
It was. And depending on where you're watching from, like in Canada, our Thanksgiving is, I think, the first or second Monday in October.
Yeah, it's in October.
Yeah, it changes all the time, right?
And it's different in the States.
And it's different in the United States, right?
So-
It's in late November.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's all made up for consumerism and late stage capitalism is
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
But the actual Thanksgiving is actually the autumn equinox, which is September 21st. And that's the time to give thanks and harvest your stuff and have a big feast. The more you know.
Lots of feasts in these.
Oh, you've eaten and drinking and
drinking and
fucking
having
and
fun.
oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, no, stop. Then my personal favorite, October 31st,
Of course.
Halloween.
Halloween.
It's spelled Samhain, but I would get smacked if I said that. I believe it's Samhain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just call it Halloween because that's what I know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Top notch, best holiday there is.
It is.
Top notch.
And the most fun.
Yeah. And
It's
always.
the most fun.
The Halloween is right between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. It's also considered your last harvest, so the last little bits you'll be getting in. But it's also at the time when the veil between life and death is the thinnest. So it's a really good time to ghost hunt and
Do all of that stuff.
do all the
Yeah.
spooky stuff,
Yeah.
right? And
That's what it's all about.
it really
Yeah.
is. And in other parts of the world, like November 1st is Day of the Dead. Like they just keep it going, right?
Yeah.
Celebrate that too. Why not? Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrate what you want.
Yeah. But that's where these things come from, is from ancient pagan holidays, right? Then the last one, number 8, would be Yule, which is December 21st. And that is the winter solstice.
Yeah.
So the longest night of the year. And that's actually what you're celebrating, is the long night, because it's the longest night of the year.
Yeah.
Now, how it turned into Jesus's birthday
Christmas,
4 days
I don't
later.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
Capitalism,
but yeah,
religious control.
religious way back
Yeah,
then.
I think it was because like the churches that were coming in are going, the people are partying, let's capitalize on
Yeah.
it, and then like
And that
turn
was
it
so
into
long
churchy
ago.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now look, I will drag religion, I really will, but if you're religious, that's okay. If you can be a religious person that also practices witchcraft.
You can.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's we don't even believe in the devil, so like how can we worship it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what religions want you to want. not you, but like want people to believe is that it's devil worship and evil and all these things. No, it's nature.
It's nature.
And
It's got all to do with nature.
yeah, and
It
it's
honestly
it's
does.
the beginnings of fuck the patriarchy.
Yeah,
basically,
basically.
because you can't control nature. You can't control us.
No.
Like, knock it off. Right?
No.
So there's those 8, and they're called Sabbats. Technically 4 Sabbats, 4 Esbats, and the Sabbats would be like the equinoxes and the solstices, and the Esbats would be the in-betweens, or maybe I got that backwards because I don't use those words very much.
Yeah.
And they call that the Wheel of the Year. So if you hear anybody talk about the Wheel of the Year, they're talking about the witches' holidays.
Yes, exactly.
So if you want to really celebrate in your life, you can throw those 8 things on your calendar and then go to your full moon guide and throw those 13 full moons on there. And then whatever else you want to do. If you want to do Christmas, why not? If you
Why
want to
not?
do New Year's,
Easter?
birthdays, definitely celebrate birthdays.
Yeah. birthdays are
Yeah, yeah. But that's all that is. So when when people talk about a witch's holiday and everything else, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
We're eating.
Yeah, we're eating and having fun.
Yeah, yeah. And so I hope it clears that up for some people. In all honesty, people are going to believe whatever they want anyways.
They will.
You know, if someone at the pulpit tells them that people are worshiping the devil, they're just going to believe it out of fear and ignorance and
But
everything
it's
else.
really everything has got to do about nature, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Really, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like, it's not devil worship. It's none of that stuff. It's nature.
It would be lit if it was devil worship, though. That guy throws orgies.
Yeah.
Haven't been to one in a while. Anyways, guys, thank you. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, please throw us a subscribe there or like this. Even if you don't like it, I don't really care. But the thing is, we're trying to get things rolling a little bit, and it really helps the algorithm move things along. We have a lot of plans coming up. We'll probably do a few more in Witchcraft Basics, but we've got a lot of spells, both dark and light spells coming up, and a bit of change of scenery coming up. But we're really happy that you guys joined us on this journey.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and no matter what, stay magical.
Stay magical.
You guys are absolutely awful.